Wenzel has done in his first year at head coach, you have to understand how far the Rutgers program had sunk. There had been 90 consecutive non-sellouts here, and in the past 3 seasons, Rutgers had won just 23 games combined. Their 18 wins so far this season, already more than double the total of the past 2 seasons.
For these players, the guys who are on this team right now, this is brand new to them. And I think you can see it in their faces, and you can see how happy they are, and you can see how their self-esteem has risen from a low point to a high point.
I think that he installed a lot of confidence in guys and made them feel, you know, like they were good ball players.
Wenzel spends more time encouraging than criticizing. Early on, he assigned each player a specific role and converted the Knights to an up-tempo style, a move applauded by his team.
It was just a matter of the right chemistry. I mean, we just fit in to Coach Wenzel's scheme of, you know, the way he plays, his style of coaching. We fit in so well. You know, I don't think there could have been a better coach for this position.
Let's go. Trap it. Get the middle. Get the middle. Get the middle. Get the middle. Good hustle.
Wenzel has a contagious enthusiasm and work ethic. He proved that as a 2-time Rutgers MVP in the early 70s. When dreams of the pros faded, Wenzel turned to coaching, but his promising career was nearly cut short. 4 years ago, while coaching Jacksonville, a cerebral aneurysm struck him during a game, nearly ending his life. But just months later, he was back on the job.
I'm still just as intense about things as I was before, and I think it gives you a little more patience. I think when that happens, you understand your players a little better.
With some excellent transfers and recruits ready to join the party next season, Wenzel's dream of building a perennial top 20 program may be coming into focus.
I envision 3 years down the road, the rack, which is where we play, is packed for every single game, and there's a woman sitting across from me with 2 empty seats, and I go up to her and I say, "Madam, what's the problem? There's people waiting outside to get in." And she said, "Well, my husband died." And I said, "Well, that explains one seat. What about the other one?" And she said, "My son's at the funeral." So, you know, we want people to be that excited about Rutgers basketball.
Bob, what a story he is. You know, Bill Foster and he were very, very close back in the days when he was at Duke. He emerged as an assistant in Jacksonville. But you talk about the class of hard knocks from the NBA as an assistant into this job, and what a marvelous job he's done.
He's done a fantastic job. He was an assistant coach. Actually, he was under Bill Foster for years, so he learned from Bill. He's also very close to Jimmy Valvano. Bob Wenzel is a winner, very enthusiastic. He was a walk-on player when he arrived at Rutgers and became their best backcourt player and has done a great job. And I know he really loves the university. And Fred Gruninger, the athletic director, made a great, great choice. And you know what? They got 2 Syracuse transfers next year, Hughes and Earl Duncan. So things are going to get better and better. And it's very important for that conference, the Atlantic 10, that Rutgers does well to get the New Jersey and New York media behind them.
And now you got West Virginia, and you've also got Temple, and now this club emerging. All right, Syracuse handling...
Civic Center, second game of the afternoon coming up, and it's the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers against the Iowa Hawkeyes. And if we can talk a little bit about Iowa, kind of an end of an era, Ron, out in Iowa right now.
Well, it really is. They've got the outstanding trio of seniors with Roy Marble. He's just been outstanding. B.J. Armstrong and Eddie Horton in the middle. And Horton, the all-time leading rebounder in the Big Ten, it used to be outstanding in this game and awfully tough for the Scarlet Knights to match up with inside.
Indeed, Rutgers is not big inside, but Rutgers doesn't come here empty-handed. They got a couple of players who can really drill it from the outside, Datica and Savage.
That's right, and Rick Datica, maybe more importantly in this ball game against the Iowa press, has to be good with the basketball. Scarlet Knights not big inside. They've got to take good care of the basketball. We think Datica is crucial in that effort, and Tom Savage, capable of the big game, has to put the numbers up.
And, of course, for the Iowa Hawkeyes, they are missing their fine freshman Ray Thompson, who was declared ineligible and did not make the trip. And in talking to Iowa yesterday, they feel despite the points he scored, he'll be missed most on that press we were talking about.
That's right, and they don't have as quick of a lineup without Thompson in there. Les Jepson, the 7-footer, will start in his place, a bigger lineup, but maybe that'll give Rutgers a chance to get out and run a little bit more against the Iowa press.
Okay, a good test of the theory here as to who is hot and who is not. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights come in winners of 8 in a row. On the other side, the Iowa Hawkeyes have lost 3 of their last 4, and again without Ray Thompson today. We'll have to see early how they play. That's how it shapes up here in Providence. Let's go back to the studios right now, and Tim Brando. Timmy?
Thank you, Michael. One thing about Tom Davis, he's as hot as a furnace in the first round. He has a career record in NCAA first-round play of 4-0, dating back to his days at BC, and, of course, now with the...
Volkswagens and your Volkswagen dealers. By new Michelob Dry. One taste and you'll drink it dry. By Nike, who reminds you to just do it. And by Visa Gold. For emergency travel assistance worldwide, it's everywhere you want to be.
As you look at this matchup, Dick Vitale, Rutgers and Iowa, do you foresee that perhaps Rutgers is so soft inside that that's where Horton and Marble can, even Marble with penetration, can really dominate this game, possibly?
Well, they can dominate it with their great athletes. However, Iowa's been, to me, a major disappointment at the end of the year. They haven't played well on a defensive end. Rutgers is coming in with Uncle Mo on their side. They got a real good guard also by the name of Carter as a point guard who can distribute the ball and becomes a key player against the pressure defensively that Iowa likes to exert. Also, the kid Datica can stroke the ball. Savage, a good perimeter shooter, even though he's a big player. I don't know. I think Rutgers can give him some trouble, but Armstrong, Marble, and Horton naturally are great talents, and Tom Davis should have the edge.
One of the things, though, about this team, and watch this as we go to it, Iowa not particularly deep, and that could help Rutgers out. Mike Gorman now has the starting lineups.
And welcome back once again, everyone, to a jam-packed Providence Civic Center at Providence, Rhode Island, East Region first-round action. The Scarlet Knights of Rutgers seeded 13th against the number 4 seed here, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Let's meet those starting lineups. Here's Ray Bagley.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The second game this afternoon, the Hawkeyes of Iowa from Iowa City, Iowa, take on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers University from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Here are your starting lineup. At forward for Rutgers, a 6'6" senior from Jersey City, New Jersey, number 12, Emery Ward. At forward for Iowa, a 6'8" senior from Springfield, Illinois, number 25, Ed Horton. At forward for Rutgers, a 6'5" sophomore from Trenton, New Jersey, number 35, Tom Civic. At forward for Iowa, a 6'10" junior from West Des Moines, Iowa, number 50, Matt Bullitt. At center for Rutgers, a 6'6" junior from Washington, D.C., number 24, Anthony Duckett. At center for Iowa, 7-foot junior from Bowbell, North Dakota, number 51, Les Jepson. At guard for Rutgers, a 6'3" sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 23, Craig Carter. At guard for Iowa, 6'6" senior from Flint, Michigan, number 23, Roy Marble. At guard for Rutgers, 6'2" junior from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, number 13, Rick Whittaker. At guard for Iowa, a 6'2" senior from Detroit, Michigan, number 10, B.J. Armstrong. The head coach at Rutgers, Bob Wenzel. Head coach at Iowa, Tom Davis.
The two coaches are set at center court, and we'll return with the opening tip-off coming up after these messages.
Down here on the beach with the heat and the...
Rutgers brought some fans with them, and they are pumped. There are the game officials. Donald Rutledge in the middle has been to a few Final Fours. John Corio and Rich Ballesteros. Iowa right now, a big lineup, Ron, with both Bullitt and Jepson. That's not something they're used to playing with, really.
That's right, and Duckett is jumping center for Rutgers at 6'6", and Jepson stands tall at 7 feet.
In the team comparisons, you can see how well Iowa shoots the ball. They control the top, and B.J. Armstrong will pretty much run the show all day long for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
All-time career assist man at Iowa.
Bullitt deep in the corner.
Rutgers opens up in a 2-3 zone. They're going to try to get good rebounding position. They felt one of the keys was to do a job on the boards in this one.
And again, Ed Horton will be the man to watch for Iowa, even though Bullitt and Jepson are bigger. And there's the steal. Datica the quick hands. Craig Carter in the middle. Carter the pull-up. Got it.
Now, that's what Craig Carter does best. He's shooting 51% in the year with a lot of high percentage shots. And here's the Rutgers full court pressure. Both teams will go at each other in this one.
Armstrong breaks the 10-second line. They give him the open shot. He buries it.
Well, I look for some up-tempo basketball. Rutgers, I think with the size disadvantage, it's important, as we mentioned in the open, that Rick Datica handle the ball a lot, try to limit turnovers, because Iowa will get some second and third opportunities.
Savage is not shy putting it up. This is Datica 13. That's Tom Savage 35 deep in the corner, and he can shoot from outside the NBA stripe if he wants to.
Iowa opening up in a man-to-man defense. They're sagging off quite a bit off the ball.
Bucket nowhere to go. Savage lost it. B.J. Armstrong with quick hands. Emory Ward is not going to catch him. He did, but a foul is called.
That's great hustle by Emory Ward. He's been battling a flu the past week. Wasn't at full strength at the shoot-around yesterday, but great hustle to get down court. Tom Savage has got to try to shoot over Bullard. Bullard's got 4 inches on Tom Savage. B.J. Armstrong with excellent quickness, but Ward with the good hustle, but the body contact.
B.J., an 83% free throw shooter on the year, the all-time assist leader, as Ron Perry pointed out, at Iowa.
Takes good care of the basketball, too. Just 6 turnovers late in the season in his last 5 games. He's the man you want handling the ball.
Well, he had ice everywhere on him, though, at practice yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he banged up the knee late in the year. He missed a couple of ball games, missed one of the Michigan game, and he also had to come off the bench at Illinois. So he has been banged up, and he's had a sore hamstring.
Didn't affect the free throw shooting. Iowa, their first lead, up a deuce.
Somehow the stroke can always be there.
Datica and Carter exchange in the backcourt. Now comes up to Savage.
Softer pressure that time by Iowa. 1-1-3. Just trying to slow the ball coming up. I think it's important for Rutgers to come out of this one quickly to build their confidence level early.
Here's Carter looking to slash. Comes it off nicely. No offensive foul is called on Craig Carter on the move.
Strong penetration by Carter. Had the right thing in mind. Just wasn't able to control the penetration enough.
Bob Wenzel, who has really rejuvenated the basketball program at Rutgers. Basketball, as he says, is fun again at Rutgers, and it hadn't been for a long time.
Well, the student body is really behind the Rutgers team. So evident in their Atlantic 10 conference finale against Penn State.
Hawkeyes, long a successful program. Used to playing before big houses like this. Rutgers really isn't. Bullard was looking inside for Horton, and now they'll come the other way.
Bullard for a big guy has got an excellent touch. Nice skip pass.
Armstrong will try. Hits a 3. All 7 of the Iowa points belong to B.J. Armstrong.
Well, you can see the seniors out there. B.J. Armstrong, one of them for the Hawkeyes. So poised and relaxed.
Savage first shot, and he hits a 3.
Wow, that one was nearly out of bounds by Tom Savage, and so important for him to come out quickly.
Good job on the press. Jepson, the quick hands to get it back.
Now, Rutgers is going to have to shoot the ball well in this game because with the size Iowa has, they should be limiting Rutgers to 1 shot most times down court.
Marble, top of the key, Jepson.
Good ball movement by Iowa, just whipping it around the perimeter, and they've got the big guy, Horton.
By Marble.
Oh, nice look by Horton to find him. These guys have played a lot together. They know when those cuts are going to be made.
Carter kind of feeling his way up the court. And Datica will set the play. Datica, rather, very definitely 3-point range. Emory Ward likes to slash into the lane. Here's the pull-up. Duckett, he's got 2.
That's good ball movement by Rutgers.
Rutgers hanging in early. They felt one of the keys was not to let Iowa come out here and just blitz them quickly.
So much emotion here. You can feel the electricity with the NCAA tournament. And a lot of times teams don't come out and shoot it well, but these two teams have been hot early.
Marble knocks down a 3.
They just keep doing it. Marble, the all-time leading scorer at Iowa, over 2,000 points, averaging 20 a game.
Nobody's missed yet in this game. Savage again. Got it from the corner. 3 more.
Now, this is just two teams going right at each other. What we expected No turnovers so far, just great shooting.
Rutgers is 4 for 4. Iowa is 4 for 4.
Rutgers is getting back very quick.
That's a good one, but it is just underway. Closing moments now, the first half of the West Regionals at McHale's.
Been out with a lot of confidence.
Armstrong outside. Hits a three. B.J. Armstrong with 10 in the first 6 minutes of this game.
He just looks so smooth out there, so comfortable.
Carter. Hawks from behind, and a traveling violation.
Yesterday at the press conference, all freshmen off the bench for Iowa.
Lee Perry on the fly pattern pulls it down. Savage hasn't missed a three yet.
1-2-2 zone now by Iowa, but Garner really recognizes that.
Danica for three.
Everybody getting into that three-point act. Well, Savage and Danica have done it all year long. Savage coming in had made 77 threes, and Danica had made 64.
B.J. Armstrong up in the wing, getting some help bringing it up here from Brian Garner, number 4. Garner, a lot of room. Good bounce pass, but it's picked off. Looking Bill couldn't get the handle. Here comes Carter. Left side, Savage right back. Danica wants it. From the corner, no for Duckett. Here comes Armstrong. Again, the bounce pass to Garner. Takes it in, swatted away by Duckett. Moses, the rebound, got it in the foul over the top.
Well, it was an interesting play in the open floor. It looked like B.J. Armstrong, when he had left the floor, came down before he released it, which would be a traveling call. This is just after that, and again, we see Iowa pounding the offensive glass. Moses for 2.
Lee Perry picks up his second personal foul. Rutgers now going into the bench. Emery Ward, his starter, comes back in, joined by Tom Everson first time today.
Tom Everson, the brother of Chuck Everson, who played for the Wildcats of Villanova a few years ago.
He was a great scorer in high school. He's had trouble shooting his first year up. Rutgers down 4 with the ball. Skip pass to Savage.
3-2 zone now by Tom Davis's club, trying to get to the wings. The shooters have been hot.
Everson traveled, trying to find some room on the baseline.
Bob Wenzel right now just taking the pressure off, trying to get back into that tight zone. Keep this game somewhat under control. Doesn't want a road race on his hands.
Marble top of the key. Good spin move. Nice low, and Horton's got 2.
Pretty play. Marble just taking what the defense gave him. Nice spin move.
Emery Ward in a bit of trouble. Now he finds Danica. Savage has got time. Long with this one. Horton stripped by Danica. Loose underneath. Out of bounds. Rutgers will keep it.
Danica did a great job that time. Golden opportunity for Everson to just pick up and score. Tried to do it too quickly.
Tom Davis and Bob Wenzel. Neither one has really sat down so far in this game. 8 minutes gone.
It's been like a shooting clinic in the first 7+ minutes of this first half.
Horton the quick hands, but Ward got it back, and then he dribbled it out of bounds. Those are the kind of mistakes Rutgers can't afford here, Lon.
Well, that's right. Rutgers is handling the pressure pretty well. They're making the mistakes right in front of their own basket.
Rutgers wants to keep that turnover number down if they can. And Iowa, of course, with their pressure defense, will try hard to pump it up to around 20 before the day is through.
Well, when you know you're going to have trouble on the boards, and Iowa clearly has the bigger front line in this game, you've got to get good shots each time down the floor and not turn it over before the opportunity.
B.J. Armstrong, a rare miscue as he throws it away. Marble touches it, a backcourt violation.
Sometimes that eye contact isn't quite there.
Tom Davis encourages his troops. Tom Davis, of course, has coached in this building before, back when he was at Boston College in the Big East, Providence College. This is their home court.
Certainly coached against Rutgers as well because he coached at Lafayette.
Marble to steal. Danica, nice play to get it back.
Presence of mind.
Emery Ward's leader goes down.
Well, we talked about Danica's poise, though. How about saving that ball to his teammate?
Tom Savage picks up the blocking foul as Rutgers was trying to double team that inbounds pass on Savage's first.
Rick
Rick Daddick. They're on the pressure. There's a turnover by Rutgers with the ball, but right away, the great anticipation, throwing the ball to his teammate there in midair, Emory Ward, who then connects for two. Good heads-up play.
Nice move by Ward to finish it off, too.
Not bad.
4-point game. Iowa the lead in the ball. BJ from the corner knocks it down. Give him 3 more. 13 first half points for BJ Armstrong.
Well, he's had the knee bruise late in the year, not bothering him with the knee bend at all as far as his shooting's concerned.
Dish along the baseline. Duckett can't go anywhere with it. Jepson held his ground and got the ball.
Nice job by Jepson. Duckett got himself right under the basket. No way to go.
Garner, a little daylight. Offensive foul. They're going to count it?
No way.
No basket.
Contact before the release. Quick move by Garner. Couldn't pull up in time.
First on Garner. Just a third on the team. Let's take another look.
So tough when you're really bearing down, moving down the court to pull up and stop. Momentum right in there to Duckett. Good call. No basket. Contact before the release.
Pass tipped out of bounds. It'll still be Rutgers ball.
Iowa will be relentless with this pressure. Bullard, big man, agile man on the ball at 6'10", makes the entry pass very difficult. Daddick can't move here.
Comes cross court to Duckett. Now Daddick wants it back, and here comes Rutgers. 7-point Iowa lead. Loose ball, Daddick will get it.
Nice job by Daddick.
Daddick will fire. Bullard a strong rebound. And Bullard will bring it right up himself.
He's a terrific player. He was the leading scorer a couple of years ago for Colorado, made the transfer to Iowa. He's had himself a solid season.
Mosey's down in the corner, a little trouble. Marble cutting for the hoop again. Great move.
Wow, we've seen that a couple of times. What a great feed by Horton, who draws the double.
9-point Iowa lead, the biggest of the afternoon. Savage a little trouble.
Rutgers can't let this thing just get helter-skelter. They've got to get the good shots, and they've got to maintain poise 2 at a time.
Miles Dixon now handling the ball a little bit more, just off the bench. Savage got his feet planted. Short with that one. Rebound loose. Boy, Daddick has got quick hands, but Bullard manages to pull it down.
He's flicking away in there.
Moses calling for it in the corner. Here's Horton doing what he does best. And that'll be Roy Marble with the foul as he just took Tom Savage right out of the play.
Now, Bob Wenzel was concerned about 2 things, handling pressure and trying to contain in the backwards, and we're seeing why. Iowa all over the glass. Roy Marble, Bob Wenzel was quick to point out, he says, hey, their number 2 guard is as big as our front line people. That causes concern.
That could indeed be a problem. 9 minutes, 19 seconds left to go here, first half. With the score, Iowa 29, Rutgers 20. Welcome back to Providence, everyone. Iowa by 9, 29-20, and the NCAA wants your opinion about the three-point line. Would you like to see the three-point line stay the same? If you do, dial 900-260-6301. Move it back to the international distance, about 21 feet. That's about 2 feet more. Dial 900-260-6302, or move back to the pro distance, 900-260-6303. Your opinion on the three-point shot, and we'll have the results for you before this is over. This particular game, or before the NCAA is over. Here's Armstrong. BJ, nice spin, throws it up in traffic. Knocked out of bounds. Rutgers is going to get it back.
The first really poor decision that B.J. Armstrong has made. Great hustle by Marble. Made a fine spin move, but couldn't get the high percentage shot off. As you can see, the three-point shot at the 19-foot, 9-inch distance has not been too far for these guys so far.
Neither of these teams want to move the line. They'll be back in the hotel calling that first number.
Lookingville at the top of the 1-2-2 zone. Tom Davis trying to stay big at the top.
Why right there. Lookingville with quick hands for the steal.
Nice job.
weak side, just gives it up to Horton.
Horton said, I think he'll get it to some of the backcourt people who've been shooting it so well, but unselfish play by Lookingville. We're seeing a lot of bounce passes by Iowa, and they really drill on that, as we saw yesterday in practice.
The Tom Davis bounce pass.
It's a very difficult pass to stop, and these players are really well-schooled at throwing it.
B.J. Armstrong trying to look inside. Carter goes down. Armstrong tries to take advantage of it. Lookingville hits the short jumper.
Now, Lookingville is just a freshman, but he has a lot of poise on the floor, and has shot the ball well this year, 53%.
Danica to set the offense for Rutgers.
It's a good defense with a fine point guard like Datica, because it gets a big person on Rick Datica, who stands at 6 feet, makes it tough to get the three-point shot off.
Darrell Smith, number 32, into the game for Rutgers, along with Perry, Everson, and Carter. Perry won't go. Marble, a strong rebound. Up to Armstrong.
That's the one shot we talked about earlier. Rutgers has shot it well, but not a lot of second chances.
7:10 left to go here, first half. Iowa slowly taking control. Marble on the move on Datica. Leans in, gets the jumper, foul Datica. Rory Mike got away with one there.
I thought that foul was on the floor. They're going to credit the goal. Certainly in the NBA, that would have been called continuation, but in most college games, you'll see that as a foul on the floor.
And we are going to get a timeout. There's a timeout on the floor with the score. Iowa 33 and Rutgers 20.
And Ron Perry.
13-point Iowa lead, and Roy Marble at the line. He now is in double figures along with B.J. Armstrong here in the first half. Marble's got 10.
Got to give credit to Iowa. I mean, Rutgers came out and shot the ball so well early. Iowa has just stayed with their game plan, shot it extremely well, and now built up a 14-point lead. And Rutgers played pretty well in this first half.
Datica can't hit the three. A great box out there by Iowa as the ball hit the ground. B.J. Armstrong, bullet pass. Good look by Duckett underneath, quick hands. Now back comes Carter. Right side, Datica. He'll pull up again. Short with it. Strong rebound. Good follow, Anthony Duckett.
Oh, that's what you call staying with the play. Duckett just getting in there and rebounding. Datica having a little trouble finding the range. Rutgers has got to get out and do that a little bit more. Try to run, but they've got to rebound to do that. Then they'll have a couple of offensive rebounding opportunities.
4 rebounds in the first 14 minutes of this game. That'll be Jepson over the back with the foul. Second foul on Les Jepson.
Les Jepson starting in favor of Ray Thompson, who was declared academically ineligible by Iowa. The freshman had a solid season. Jepson brings a lot of size to the lineup, though. Look at Jepson on the ball, 7 feet. He's got a foot height advantage over Rick Datica.
Bullet pass comes out to Duckett and right back to Datica. Skips it ahead for Savage. Savage again sets his feet. Long after hitting his first couple, he has missed. Hit 3 in a row, and now he's missed about 4 in a row.
Shaking his head a little bit, too.
Marble. Roy knew about halfway through that he wasn't going to like the ending of that move.
Got himself into something that he couldn't quite get out of, a 360 that just kept going.
Iowa dominating the backboards.
A number of those, too, offensive boards.
Datica again having trouble. Bounce pass this time to Carter. Datica, to his credit, though, is going to go with the quick push to see if anything develops.
I think he should. With Jepson on the ball, they've got to try to run him.
Savage just threw it away. Careless pass. Here comes Garner. Nice dish underneath. Moses took his time and got 2.
Iowa right now bearing down defensively, giving themselves a running opportunity, and they know how to cash in when they do get the break.
Bullet Bullard comes in, and Jepson goes out. Iowa, one would think, Ron, a very difficult team to play catch-up with because they're going to keep the pace of the game high. You're playing into their hands by trying to speed it up and get points in a hurry.
Well, I'd put it this way, it's a risk. If you try to do it, you have a chance that lead could get to be 25, but with the fast pace, you can make up some points in a hurry.
Savage, bucket counts and a foul.
They were playing against a real slow-tempo team, Mike. It might be even more difficult because they'd be just working that clock down. Iowa will force the action. Maybe give you some layups like that one. Tom Davis has always liked to go with the press. Up-tempo basketball, and this is good passing by Rutgers and a fine individual effort by Savage. The body contact, you can see his reaction as it drops down.
11 points here in the first half for Tom Savage.
That was a good move, too. He's missed his last few from way out. It's always a good idea to get it to the goal if the outside jumper's not dropping.
No time getting it back up, and B.J. Armstrong knocks down another three.
That is a side fast break by Iowa by design. Great results.
Boy, you're Rutgers, and you just work your tail off to get a shot. Then Iowa comes back and scores in about 8 seconds.
Make it look so easy.
Savage just kept on going, couldn't get the reverse left. Bullard outlet Armstrong. B.J. and Moses was waving for the ball. Good play, Danica off the floor.
Presence of mind to get it to his teammate, Carter.
Carter, whoa, a nice dribble move. Duckett got two.
Showtime move in the open floor, just threw the legs, had a string on it.
Rutgers trying to make a bid, still down 12 as we approach the 4-minute mark. DJ hits again.
Oh, what a half he's having.
19 first half points for B.J. Armstrong. He's 5 of 6 from outside. Those are all threes, Mike. Moses picks up that foul in the backcourt. Tom Davis's club with their largest lead, and Bobby Wenzel talks it over with his point guard, Danica.
Listening to Rick Datica yesterday and Tom Savage, I'd say the biggest thing that Bob Wenzel's done is he came in and instilled a lot of confidence in them. They said that was a big factor in just going out, playing hard, shooting it well, and winning a lot of ball games this year.
Savage has been much of the offensive show here with 12 of the 27.
He's a transfer from Virginia Tech. He came in and certainly made a big impact last year as the year went on.
The MVP of the just completed Atlantic 10 tournament, which turned into a garden party for Rutgers.
At home. What they call their home facility, the Rack.
B.J. again, hits again!
What a display of shooting by B.J. Armstrong. 6 threes, and we're still in the first half. You might say he's got some kind of rhythm going. Just keep giving it to him. Rutgers has packed the zone. They've tried to guard against the rebounding disadvantage, and BJ's just been out there sticking it this whole half.
Inside move, Perry comes up short, Bullard the rebound, here comes Armstrong.
Again, one opportunity for the Scarlet Knights.
BJ doesn't want to lose the dribble here. He gives it up to Garner.
Doesn't want to play the point either. Wants to get over there and play the wing, and looks like Rick Datica is playing him man-to-man right now. Rest of the team in a diamond. It's a diamond in one defense. Datica against B.J. Armstrong.
Thornton takes the feed, too hard off the glass. Strong rebound, Marble, but it went off his foot out of bounds. Jepson will come back into the game, and Bullard will sit down.
Tom Davis working effectively with an 8-man nucleus, just giving people a rest with this full-court pressure.
Jay McGinnis making his first appearance of the afternoon for Rutgers. Look at that, shooting 7 of 8 from beyond the stripe by Iowa.
Just outstanding, and most of that damage has been done by B.J. Armstrong. He's got 6 of them, and Rutgers has cooled off.
Candace kicks it back. Carter gave it back again. Rutgers is trying to push it in further, and it doesn't work. Jepson travel. About the best defense Tom Savage could have played on that play.
That's right. He just was in the way. Tom Davis wants a foul on that play. I believe if a player's on the floor and creates contact and then you get a walk, you should get a foul instead. That time I thought Jepson just walked over the man.
Savage trouble getting it in, and he gets the timeout.
Nick of time.
He did. He got that just about 4 seconds. 2 minutes and 49 seconds left to go here in the first half. And the Iowa Hawkeyes of Tom Davis are rolling along 45-29 on the strength of 22 first half points for B.J. Armstrong. He may be the all-time assist leader at Iowa. He looks like their all-time leading scorer today.
He has really been dynamite in this first half, handing those jump shots effortlessly. That's the thing that struck me. He just has no emotion out there, plays hard, and he's just been sticking that outside jump shot.
We'll take a look at one of the threes B.J. has thrown up here. He's 6 of 7 from beyond the stripe.
Most of them have been out of the set offense, but this time in transition, he says, hey, I've had the hot hand. I might as well just pull up. That's like a layup for me today.
Working with that NBA line on that one. Iowa 22-9 on the season and the 4th seed here in the East. They were 6-5 against other teams that are in the NCAA tournament.
As you mentioned early, Mike, they staggered a little bit, losing 3 out of their last 4, but you got to remember they lost at Michigan and they lost at Illinois, 2 teams, of course, in the NCAA field, and B.J. Armstrong wasn't at full strength. He looks healthy today.
Horton couldn't control it.
The margin of error is so small for Rutgers in this one. They have to shoot it well. They can't make many mistakes. And all you have to do is look at that Iowa front line to see why. Not a lot of rebounding.
Carter knocks down 2. 14-point Iowa ball.
Look for Datica to just stay with B.J. Armstrong.
Iowa just owns the boards, and that's why they've got this lead.
The combination of that and just that hot shooting.
That's helped, no question.
You have all kinds of strategies, but you come out and just drill the outside shot. That's the best strategy of all.
Turnover there as Bullen really kind of faked out Roy Marble. He looked one way, gunned the pass the other, and Marble dribbled it out of bounds.
And then threw him a bullet pass, and Marble is signaling for the bounce pass.
Outscored Rutgers 30-17 the last 13 minutes. That accounts for the majority of this lead. Carter, little lead, kisses it home.
He does a nice job to pull off, and he's got great acceleration and leaping ability to get over people.
Looking Bill down in the corner.
Diamond in one defense. Datica playing B.J. Armstrong man-to-man. Best defense on him in this ball game is just not let him get it back. He's so hot from the outside. This does leave you defensively very vulnerable. Nice catch by Bullard off the boards, though, Mike, when you try to play a man in a jump defense. Nice.
Craig Hart with a quick hands. He's alone on the break. That's 6 straight points for Craig Carter. Iowa lead down to 10.
And that's an important number going in at halftime for Rutgers. Fans getting a little bit involved for them to get it 10 or under.
Rutgers, of course, just about 4 hours away by car. Datica, the quick steal. Datica for 2. It's an 8-point game. I was starting to say this crowd, there are a lot of Rutgers folks here.
They really are. Pulling for the underdog, B.J. Armstrong, evident here in the last couple of minutes. They've got to keep him with the ball as much as possible. This diamond defense proving effective.
Pass gets by Marble. It'll be Rutgers ball again. A chance to get to 6. And Ron, you see it happen a lot that one player just gets so hot, the other 4 forget their offense.
That's right. And I mean, I think people have been watching B.J. hit that jump shot, but he also handles the ball and gets it to other people. That's off Savage's leg.
Yep, just lost it on the dribble.
The Got himself going with too much locomotion that time. Couldn't slow down.
14th turnover for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, who are down by 8 with 43 seconds to go. Garner comes back in, and one would think Tom Davis will take the last shot if he can here. Shot clock is off.
Try to hold for it. You know, you look at stats a lot, but coming into this game, Rutgers as a team had over 100 more turnovers than assists, and clearly this is the kind of game when you get into this level of play, you've got to take good care of the ball. I think with the pressure on Armstrong here and the man defense late, Marble might be the man that could free up for this last-second jump shot. Should take it with about 5 seconds to go.
Starts to move, top of the key, Marble. Along with it, rebound McGinnis. Rutgers has got a shot here. Up ahead, good pass. Layup, won't go down. Follow does. Lee Terry.
A lot of time left on that clock. Marble took it early. Great run by Rutgers before intermission.
That's the end of the first half with the score. Iowa 45 and Rutgers 39.
So a great run by Rutgers at the stretch of the first half. You had to figure they were capable of doing it, and Carter actually came alive, and that had much to do with the run by Rutgers, that along with the play of Savage. So after BJ had all the paydays early for the Hawkeyes, Rutgers is very much back into the thick of this one. Let's quickly now, Dick, talk about what has happened thus far today. So far, no real... here and get the possible upset.
Well, you know, Iowa's such an explosive team. They come at you with that pressure, and they go into spurts. And if they get the big spurt, they can blow the game open. Rutgers, on the other hand, has got to come down with each possession, get the ball in the hands of their key options. The kid Savage has got to shoot the basketball as many times as possible. The one thing against Iowa, you look at Iowa and you know you're going to get some pretty good shots. In the past, their zone pressure, when you talk about Dr. Tom Davis, was so much more effective. I really believe people are prepared now for that pressure and are attacking it well.
All right, so look for that as we enter into half number 2 here. The Providence Civic Center is the home as the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers.